Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we're super happy to have you here. And if you've been listening and enjoying for a while, I would be super grateful if you would please take a moment to give us a review on Apple Podcasts. It's one of the best and simplest ways to pay it forward and help others find the show so that they too can tap into the powerful perspectives and positive vibrations we are collectively emanating. The other unique and magical way to share this show is by sending any friends you think would benefit from listening to this podcast our Game with the Universe link at positivehead.com/game. Also listed in the show notes, which will serve them up a quote unquote random episode when they click it. Just instruct them before clicking the link to close their eyes for a moment and sincerely ask the universe to cue up the episode that contains the insight and perspectives that they most need to hear at this point in their life journey, and then click to listen to whatever episode is synchronistically served up to them. I have heard time and time again from people about the incredible results they received playing the game. So just tell your friends magical results are guaranteed or their karma back.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome on in all. I am super giddy actually to be here today with these three amazing ladies. I have, for the very first time ever, straight from Australia, Judy Cocu. Did I say that right, Judy?
You sure did.
I did? Oh my goodness, I thought I was definitely going to screw that up. Thank you. And Tracie MaHan and Leah Ray, you guys, thank you so much for being back and joining me today. And Judy, thank you for joining us for the first time. This is such a treat.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. Yes, as I was just telling you guys, if you could see Judy's face, I just love her face. She has the most beautiful smile, and I see her face and I just feel joy. So you guys all befriend Judy on Facebook so you can feel the joy I feel when I look at her face. I love her. Anyway, I warned everyone today that it's been kind of a funny day for me, and it's been a funny, weird time since the lunar eclipse or even just before. And so I wanted to bring all of these in the know ladies to come and talk about these energies that we've experiencing lately. So who wants to go first and talk about what you've been experiencing or even hearing about?
Well, I've been experiencing such variations in time. The time seems to either stretch, but more often than it shrinks. And you no sooner wake up in the morning than you're going to bed. It's just very, very, very peculiar. And even in the course of one day, you can experience both those things. So the stretching or the just incredible, like an hour is just gone like that. It's really, really, really weird. Mm-hmm. It's very odd. And trying to negotiate through that and be able to plan and be able to stay on track with what you're doing. It takes quite a bit of adjustment to sort of flow with that weird way of experiencing it. It's been really very peculiar.
Yeah. For me, it's like there's a time thing, and then there's also a what day is it? Like,
absolutely.
I've had to literally tell myself a few times in the morning or even look at my phone and question myself, is this actually the day that I think it is? Because it's confusing.
Well, that opens up a whole interesting line of thought as well. I know it was before the eclipse, but for me I think it was a Sunday, but it was a Monday in the way that I felt. And I thought, what's going on here? Have we actually been in a suspended time where it has passed, and biologically I felt that it should have been Monday, but it was a Sunday, and it was so peculiar. It was really, really weird. So yeah, the whole thing about what day is it and what day does it feel like as well, because each day each day of the week kind of feels different, and it certainly would for people that maybe only work Monday to Friday, because their weekend would feel different to a weekday. But yeah, it's so odd.
Yeah.
Really odd. Mm.
Yeah. I had I'm about the day. I can't get the days right. And if I don't have, I'll miss garbage on the curb day.
Oh, we've been doing that too.
Yeah.
That's happening regularly, actually.
We have to put it on the calendar or it's going to get forgotten. In fact, it is today that we need to bring the garbage to the curb. So yeah, it's very important that we keep that one on the calendar, because even the kids are having a hard time keeping track of the time or what day it is, or, it's like, it feels like fast forward. And then last night we're watching TV and it felt like the kids got up at 8:30. We're watching TV. They get up and they're like, I'm gonna head to bed. I'm like, you know what time it is, right? They're like, what time is it? And they were just going off of their biological feeling that it was late. And I said, it's only 8:30. And they're like, what? They thought it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And they're getting up to go to bed. And I'm thinking, that's really weird. They're teenagers, like they're young. I'm the one that should be going to bed. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's felt pretty universal. Like most people I talk to, they ask me what's going on with the energy, that eclipse, all the things that are happening. But it's fun because one hand we're like, hey, how's that new earth going? How's everything progressing with that? And then we also forget that we're going to have all these symptoms and all these things that are going along with that. This is all evidence that something's changing. It's working, and we're playing with time now. We're in this thing where, in the fifth dimension, we're told time isn't real there, or we don't experience it like we do here. Well, guess what? Now we're in this void of time. It's like, if you need time to last a long time, it lasts a long time. And if you need it to hurry up, it hurries up. And manifesting, how's manifesting going for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Much quicker.
Much quicker.
Much quicker. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been finding that I'm manifesting things I don't even know I'm going to manifest. So I was telling you guys, they're putting a new floor in, right? Well, before I knew that they were going to put in a new floor, I had ordered a dumpster to clear out some things from our garage, right? And the gal at the garbage department, she says, well, the one you're ordering, why don't you order the next one up? Because it's only a few dollars more and you get twice the amount of space. And then because she goes, you're going to fill that thing up and wish you had a bigger one. And so I was like, $24. Yeah, let's do that. Well, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I can squeeze your floor in before the holiday. Do you want me to get in here and get it done? And it's like, oh, that means we got to rip up the carpet. Oh my God, I have a dumpster. So it was like things were landing into place before I even knew why they were landing into place. And so it was really cool for me for that, and then in other areas, it seems like a hiccup here and a hiccup there. And it's like, why isn't this working? It's like everything's flowing and then there's one thing's hiccuping and it's like, interesting. So just stepping back from it and looking at it instead of getting like all intense about, okay, why isn't that working? It's like, okay, there's a reason that's not working. Or like all of us getting together to do this and we're all like, hey, this is happening, that's happening. And we're like, it's okay, we'll get it. We're going to get it right.
Yeah. And it's funny that you just said that, because as you were saying that, I was thinking it's encouraging us to be in the flow, to just let it go. You don't have control over it and to just be there. Okay, cool. It'll come. Right. Yeah, very interesting. I've been feeling the flow lately a lot, of just allowing things to be the way that they are.
Yeah.
And not resisting it. Yeah.
And have you guys noticed that Leah's communicating telepathically?
Stop thinking that.
No, I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly like the time warp of like slow, like speed racing morning and then slow afternoon. But like, interestingly, like I've noticed old patterns that needed to be cleared would be showing up really intensely, like super, like you can't get out of, you just have to face them. And once they're faced, it's like, oh, okay. But at that same time, like I would have really vivid dreams of being in a crystal healing room where the crystals were being plugged into a recorder, and I'd have the most beautiful orchestra being played while my first, second, and third chakra were like wide open and totally going crazy. And I was like, oh, I needed to raise frequencies and get out of the old way, old body, the old patterns, and let that go. So it's been the weird time warp, but it's also been intense, like healing and clearing in so many ways. So it's a blessing, but it's also, it's hard to, for me, it's hard to be grounded during this time.
I literally think I feel exactly the same way and had a very similar meditation the other morning. Very, very similar. So
Wow.
yeah, this energy of clearing, like releasing the fear, not, you can't move forward with that type of thought form or that
Mhm.
that type of, pattern in your thought
Yeah.
behavior. And
Well, what might have worked, like, or maybe what the older version of you or the lower frequencies were kind of playing
yeah,
their role. It's like it's not. I'm not allowed that. I can't even. It doesn't function at all anymore. So it's like, whoa, clear, and then, wow, I have to elevate. Otherwise, it's like a breaking down of structure that needs to be in a higher place to move forward in.
mhm, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Mm.
Yeah, so it's beautiful, but it's a lot. It's like I was taking it easy. It's different.
Right.
You're not jumping in with it's so easy.
Right now, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just welcoming it. No, I'm not welcoming all of it. Of course, afterwards, I'm like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm humbled and I'm so grateful. But at the time, I'm like, why? Why am I feeling all this energy?
Have you noticed though, when you're done working through it, your attachment to all of it is gone?
Yes.
And then it's like, why was that such a big deal? And why was that so intense when I was in it? But
Yeah.
now that you've moved past all of that, then you look at it and it's like all that attachment gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
All that, it's that perspective change. It's seeing it in a new light,
Yeah.
Right.
like just being able to see it differently, to see the situation, the person, whatever's going on differently. It feels different. You release that fear around it. That's what it was for me. There was
Right.
so much can boil down to fear, right? But just letting that go and seeing it more from a perspective of forgiveness and compassion.
Right.
That changes everything. And then also knowing that these situations that are arising in our lives are for the opportunity to show us that, like, we absolutely can step forward through this fear and let it go, knowing that we are okay, we are safe, we are provided for. There is nothing that we need to worry about ever, like all in divine timing, all in the flow. Like, just go with it. You're safe, you're okay. We always are. Right?
Yeah, and we're always provided what we need, like,
Yeah.
and that's beautiful because once we step out of the old programming or whatever we are clearing, it's like, oh gosh, I didn't have to. Well, you needed to be fearful to get to the next space,
Yes.
but it takes that really uncomfortable feeling. But
Yeah.
then once you're free of it, you're like, oh, I love you so much. Thank you. Sorry, I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Exactly. What a beautiful, that's my favorite exercise right there. I mean,
Yeah.
doing that. Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can work
Yes.
through a lot.
I did that one the other day and I felt myself be in resistance to saying it, towards the person that I was saying it towards.
Yep.
I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And then that ego part went, but you didn't do anything wrong. And I was like, oh boy, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love
You repeat it many times.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm in it. I'm really seeped in it. But yeah, it's so interesting if we pay attention to our responses, even when we're saying those kind of things, and here's this very loving prayer. And here I am in this argumentative resistance piece within myself to even say it. And I was like, okay, obviously I need to look at something here. What's going on? And heal that, whatever that is that's got me frazzled like that. But yeah,
That's a great point. That's a really great point, because this is something that I often help I teach people to do in some of the workshops that I do. And a lot of times resistance will come up in the first part with I love you, with turning that love onto themselves,
Yeah.
forgiving themselves. There's so many each and every step, we can have something that's going to trigger us or make us look deeper. And that's why I love this exercise. So it's like, where's that resistance and why? Why am I having a hard time loving
I
myself?
react to that.
Why is my ego talking to me like this? is this the animal that I'm letting run the show?
Right.
And then it's like, oh my God. Oh,
Exactly. So, all right, I just have to say this one because it just keeps coming up and it's a random thought. But since this eclipse, just back to this eclipse stuff, the day of the eclipse, like the day after, I felt completely off center. Like my equilibrium was off the whole day. And I kept saying to my partner all day long that I felt like I was upside down. Because all day long, I felt like I was on an elevator that was stopping. That feeling where you just feel like for a second, you're off. That's what it felt like. And so now it's just more like moments of that where I just feel the offness. But yes, like Leah, you were saying, the feeling very ungrounded. Yeah. I was actually
like floaty,
meditation
like
to do it purposefully, because in meditation, I was sitting with my feet on the ground, both of them, but I felt energetically that one foot was crossed over the other and I felt the heaviness of it. And so I just felt into that and I asked them questions, and basically I was ungrounded and I had to energetically then ground myself to feel sturdy then on the both feet energetically.
Yeah, definitely the whole float scenario has been hanging around for ages and ages.
Yeah, interesting times, very exciting. This is why we're all here, right? For this new earth, to experience it all. And this is like the greatest show in the universe right now, and we get to live through it. And it can be a little confusing, but it can also be pretty fun.
But do you ever notice too, like just going to the grocery store, you can see many different like you can see people in 3D, 4D, 5D. It is just so interesting because it feels like it's all playing out. It's like we're witnessing so many of it all at the same time. Because before we first, I don't know, maybe just me, but like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I would resist all of the changes with all the different layers of it, 3D, 4D, 5D. And now I'm just like, oh, wow, this is so much fun. Like I'm more of the observer rather than the feeler and absorbing
or even the
it all.
fixer. I got to fix that. I got to help that person.
I have to save them.
Yeah,
I have to save them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So much.
Yeah. So, and even with kids, like I'm like, this is their journey. Like, because I would be like, I have to save the kids. And then I was like, oh, they have their own karma that they're working through. This is their journey they chose to go through.
Well,
so
one of the things that keeps coming up for me in sessions that I'm doing with people is, do you trust that you have a counsel that you're working with? Yeah. Can you trust that they do too? That there's a plan for them? And that helped me put it in perspective for myself when I'm hearing it like that, like, oh yeah, I have 3 kids, and it's hard not to jump in, swoop in and save, but remembering they also have their team, their counsel, their angels, their guides, and their plan for their life and the experiences they're supposed to have, and the relationships that they have with me, with their dad, with with the relatives around them, or family and friends. So letting them have that, that's the experience they came to have, and stepping back and letting them have it. So that's that control piece, right? Trying not to control it.
Yeah, that's a huge piece.
Yeah.
A humongous piece. And I think we all experience that, right? Like we try to control our environment to keep ourselves safe. It's what we think we're doing, to keep our loved ones safe. And that's really, what we're trying to do, but we're not doing that. We're just creating roadblocks for ourselves and for others, not allowing the flow. Yeah. But, I think we're learning. We're getting there.
Oh,
process.
Absolutely. It's much easier to, when you hear somebody saying something, it's just much easier now just to mentally say in your mind, it's their journey.
Yeah.
their journey. There's no reaction, there's no judgment. It's their journey, and well done them for whatever it is that they've set up for themselves, regardless of how it looks to anybody else. I mean, it's got nothing to do with anybody else. It's their journey.
Yeah.
It's wholly and solely their journey.
Hey,
Yeah.
Judy, you say that to me a lot. No. Oh,
But-
Tracy,
I love
you're-
that. I think that's such a beautiful point to end off with for the day before we make a little announcement. But yeah, just a reminder that we're all on our own path. It's our own journey, and there's no judgment on ourselves or on others. It's a beautiful, divinely designed plan, and we're living it, and just respect that for ourselves and for others. So-
But don't,
Absolutely.
just as a side note, don't you think that this year has been like more pressure cooker so that we could actually get to that point, Judy,
Totally.
where you just say it so calmly and perfectly, and so with just divine ease. But it didn't, don't you think it took this well, maybe 2 years of like pressure cooker energy to just say, oh, let's release, let's let them do them, and we can do our
Yes,
own.
absolutely. I mean, yes, the last few years have certainly been the impetus to actually get to that point. Initially there was a lot of reaction and judgment, dare I say, but it's just fully accepting that we all have our own path, and it's just makes life so much easier now with interactions.
Like,
So much.
Why were we doing this the whole time? But isn't it interesting?
Right.
It's like, this is a perfect example of why we have to have the contrasting experience in order
Yes.
for us to learn, because we've just lived it and now we get it.
Yep.
Oh, I really needed to be hit upside the head with that. All right, I get it. Okay. I see it in hindsight.
Like, oh, do we have to have it that way? I guess so.
Well, yeah. Since it's taking so long, yes, I
Yeah.
think this is what it's come down to. Yep.
Yeah. Speed round.
No
Right.
more. Well, I have one real quick. I know you were wrapping it up.
No, it's
but,
good.
I had a conversation with someone this week where she's talking about, well, 2 years ago, I was supposed to get out of this job, and it was like my higher self is just telling me, you got 2 months or 1 month or something like that to get out of this job, get something new going. She goes, I'm still in the job. What do you think that is? And I'm like, we have to realize that our bodies let us know when we're no longer a vibrational match to the job. And in truth, she did get out of the job she was doing at that place. She's now doing a different thing at that place she's working for. So she kind of did get out of that job, but we also have to remember that we have other timelines, and there's a timeline where she stays and plays that out, and we have choices. So, wouldn't it be fun if we all just believed that we designed a life that we're going to love, and if we keep making the choices to support that we're going to get the support we need to achieve it. And sometimes it takes that leap of faith, but when you start understanding how the universe responds to your vibrations, and when you take that leap of faith, you're saying, I'm trusting my vibration is now matching that you're going to come in, that rescue net's going to be there, and everything's going to fall into place, or that next board is going to be there for the next step. It's all going to be there. And it was interesting to have that conversation and see it in my head how that played out, that her fear of letting go of this income, the stability, and launching out to see what else was out there for her, set her up in a different timeline than the one that she had looked at 2 years ago. And how it played out. And it's like, we're all doing that. Like, there's a timeline, a different timeline I could be on where I'm not sitting in this chair doing this with you guys, so let's support ourselves and know that it's just a simple thought can change that vibration and become a match to the thing you desire, and having that faith to make those changes and move forward with that. I mean, it was not easy overcoming some of the doubts and fears that I had to get to where I'm at, and same kind of things. Oh, that's a steady income that pays the bills, but I'm miserable as hell there, right? So what do? Are you going to trade off your youth for something that is giving you barely stability? And it took me a while. I think I was in my 40s before I took that leap. So, then I look back and go, what would have happened if I had made that leap sooner?
Yeah.
So just thinking about all the different variables of everything we're talking about. We're moving time here. We are in this magic of the moon and manifesting and healing stuff so that we can become those vibrational matches to the dream and the excitement and the healing work we want to do, and the being inspirational to ourselves and others, loving ourselves, loving the world we live in, being supported by the world we're living in, all the good things, right?
Yeah.
So what does it take for us all to get to that? That's 5D. That's where we're heading, right? Yep. When we all can believe for something better.
Yeah.
And
it all comes down to one word.
It's true. And I think our listeners totally know what that word is, but tell them anyway, Judy.
Trust.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Tracie. Okay.
I thought you were going to say love, but same thing.
And I was thinking faith. I'm like faith, love, hope.
Forgiveness, gratitude.
The audience
all
thinks
good words.
So funny.
But you're right. It is trust, Judy. Really,
Yes.
It's just trusting that. Yes, that's true. I am safe. If I feel this way, then that is what's coming to me. If I live in this vibration, that's the vibration I'm creating, and we get to make that choice every single day, which is really, really magical.
We do, yes.
Yay.
Regardless of what the head is screaming.
Right?
To the country.
So Tracie, tell everyone what we're doing for our virtual event in Jupiter, because I think we've talked about our virtual event before. We're doing a Journey to Jupiter live event, but we're making it virtual so that people who can't join live can join us virtually. And we have a special promotion. So you tell
We
everyone.
have a very special promotion for anyone that would love to join us for the Journey to Jupiter from the comfort of their own couch. Do I sound like an infomercial yet?
Did you do that as a previous career?
I've been practicing, guys. We are doing a Black Friday ad. It's good from now till actually I made it good through to Saturday, actually, just for all the different time zones and everything, just to make sure we're covering everybody. So through Saturday, even though it's a Black Friday sale, we are taking $200 off the virtual class, which makes it $377 for 3 days of learning. We're going to dive into Akashic Records with Leah. Yay! We're going to be learning all kinds of good things about channeling and light language from Erica, myself. We're going to go on journeys into other versions of ourselves from other planetary systems through hypnosis with Sarah. We got a lot of things lined up in this class, and all of it is doable virtually. We've got Judy Cocu and we've got Jackie Goldbetter, maybe is how you say her name. See, the dogs are even excited about this. Judy and Jackie are going to be the moderators of our wonderful online version of it, and they're going to be assisting with taking everybody through the group events where we pair up and we do all the fun things together and practice on each other. So we've got this all down to a fine science. That's where we all laugh.
At this point, we do. Yeah.
We know how much we've been looking at this and how is it going to work and trying to juggle around the ideas. So to get the Black Friday deal, you're going to go to the checkout. It's going to say promo code, and you're going to put in Black Friday, all in lowercase, one word, Black Friday. And that's going to give you $200 off. I'm going to post this on the front page of my website, but I believe we all have it on our social media as well.
Yes, and we'll make sure it's in the show notes of this episode so it's easy to find.
Yes, so go to the link for this event, and when you click on the link to purchase, there should be a spot for a promo code. If not, message us because you got the wrong link. I put Black Friday in there. That should get you the discount. We're so excited to get you guys joining us. We have a few people in the virtual group already, but we would like to make it a little bit bigger, get everybody in here. The energy around Jupiter, have you guys not just agreed that it's been like, you say the word Jupiter and it just makes you smile?
Yeah.
And, it's just going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of good energy, a lot of it has a mind of its own already.
Yeah,
this really has taken on its own
it's gonna
form.
flow the way it wants to.
Talk about something that's put you in the flow. If you even try to control anything about Journey to Jupiter, we get corrected.
Forget it.
So it's beyond us. We're showing up just like you guys. We're showing up to see what's going to happen, because it really has just had its own little unique mind of its own. And
Amazing things happen when you just go with the flow and trust, right, Judy?
Yay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd also just like to add something there, which is important for those that are going to be doing the virtual, of course, which is the difference in the time zones. So if you're in New Zealand, it starts at 4 a.m. on Saturday through Monday. If you're in Eastern Australia, that's New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania, it starts at 2 a.m. If you're in South Australia, it starts at 1:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. If you're in Queensland, it's at 1 a.m.
Where you are.
And if you're in Western Australia, it's 11 p.m. on Friday night.
Wow.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
And I've
Sorry,
missed one in
Oscar.
there because I'm not sure which time zone that's on at the moment, but that's okay. So it's not too hard to get up at 4 o'clock or 2 o'clock and run through the morning.
Yeah.
For us. So it's Saturday to Monday for all of us.
I love waking up at 4 a.m. That's kind of when I'm up. That's like time to get up and go outside and say hello to my spaceship that came to say hello to me.
Yay.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you so much. We're going to leave you all with the song for today. This is Mom Muse, Oh River, all parts. Until next time, I love you all.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
Fun in Moet, 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 fun in my way back home. Fun in my way, 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 fun in my way back home. Fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, fun in my way back home. Fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, fun in my way back home. Fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, you calling me. Fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, big fun in my way, will I be when I'm in my way back home? Fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, feel you calling me. Fun in my way, big fun in my way, fun in my way, big fun in my way, will I be when I'm in my way back home? Fun in my way, fun in my way, fun in my way, I hear you calling back home. Fun in my way, fun in my way, fun in my way, I am home. Fun in my way, fun in my way, I hear you, feel you calling me. Oh, river, who will I be when I reach the sea?